Wolfman is finally being released this week on January 17th, the same week where we have our first full moon of 2025. A coincidence? The movie was originally scheduled to be released on October of last year, but got delayed, maybe to wait for this full moon event. I doubt it though. Do people really care about that? Did you know Wolfman was announced in 2014 and was to be a part of the Dark Universe? But after the failure of The Mummy, the Tom Cruise one, not the Brandon Fraser ones, because those were good. Except the third movie, where the son looks older than the father and Rachel Weisz was replaced. Anyways, after the failure of 2017's Mummy, Universal shifted its focus to standalone films. The success of Leigh Whannell's Invisible Man rekindled Universal's interest in the Universal's Monsters franchise, and they got him to direct Wolfman. Maybe if this does well, we will get a She-Wolf or a Bride of Frankenstein movie. Early audience reviews for Wolfman are already in. Let's take a look at what viewers think of the film. Here are some of the audience reactions on the Wolfman from their official Twitter.
My heart was racing, my hands were all sweaty.
I was so scared the whole time.
Visceral, spine tingling.
It was giving more like
Gory, disgusting at times. He cooked.
Leigh Whannell cooked.
It gets you intense, it gets you scared, and I love that.
Seems like they cherry-picked the best reactions, but maybe the movie is that good that there aren't any bad reactions. Let's take a look at what other audience members are saying about Wolfman. Dave Lee writes, "Loved Wolfman, a terrific take on the tried and tested werewolf genre, a refreshingly enjoyable twist on one of Universal's most enduring monsters. Packed with frights, fantastic body horror, and heartfelt story, it's a great companion to Whannell's Invisible Man." Kristen writes, "Wolfman movie gives us a new look at the werewolf tale that centers on fatherhood and family. The jump scares got me, and I enjoyed the atmosphere and the visuals from the POV of the monster. It was a fun watch on a full moon night, but I found it to be extremely predictable." Russ writes, "It's tense, atmospheric, and a solid start to 2025. Some characters could have used a tad more work in the script, but Christopher Abbott is a standout performance. There are plenty of great gore gags too. Bonus points for the fun nod to Saw." They actually have a Saw reference in there? Now that I have to see. Chris writes, "Wolfman was the right amount of terrifying. Julia Gardner and Christopher Abbott were great. The scares got me good. The final act is pure adrenaline. The Wolfman himself was absolutely frightening, showcasing how great the prosthetic work was." Joey writes, "Wolfman didn't land for me like the Invisible Man did, but there's some nice body horror as well as an admirably different take on the werewolf story. Kudos for at least not being a lazy rehash." Shannon writes, "Not every monster movie is trying to be Nosferatu, which is amazing, don't get me wrong. Dialogue is clunky, but handled as good as possibly by most of the cast. I wish nothing but the best for the little girl actress in the movie, but she only had one expression. Obviously, Julia Gardner and Christopher Abbott are great. 4 out of 5 stars." Giovanni writes, "Leigh Whannell harping on the internalized worst fear of every father is outwardly manifested in a far more redundant and tedious iteration. Shocked by how much I found it to be a slog to get through, even if it's a girl-dad cinema baked into a monster movie." Ali writes, "The practical effects were so good, the gore was spectacular, but I can expect that from a Leigh Whannell film. I really like the use of sound in scenes, like when the spider walked up the wall. I think it really enhanced Blake's experience of turning into the Wolfman instead of just showing it visually. 4 out of 5 stars." It seems like most of the audience reviews so far are pretty positive, with the movie being described as both scary and emotional, with great sound, amazing body horror, gory, and surprising jump scares. There's a lot of hype for this movie. The Wolfman is projected to gross around $25 million opening weekend and around a total of $67 million domestically, according to Box Office Theory. Are you guys excited to watch The Wolfman? Are you going to catch it this weekend? Let me know in the comments.